For those who are paying attention, it is evident that tensions are rising and we need to be prepared. While we can't predict when or if World War III will occur, recent threats and drone strikes in Moscow, Russia's capital, are cause for concern. The situation is unpredictable, and we must stay vigilant about any developments, pray, stay informed, and be prepared for any eventuality.
Turn now to the war in Ukraine and what appears tonight to be a new phase of the war. Drones striking the heart of Moscow for the fourth time in just over a week now. One high-rise building struck twice in just 3 days. Tonight, Ukraine not taking responsibility, but saying that Moscow is now getting used to a full-fledged war.
I've discussed the biblical timeline, focusing on the war and debunking the theory of the Antichrist coming during the war and offering a solution. According to Scripture and the biblical timeline, once the war starts, there's no turning back, leading to absolute chaos and loss of life. It's essential to prepare and pray now, understanding that this event will eventually happen. Prophets have foreseen this war, which many Christian pastors primarily teach from the New Testament and rarely go into the Old Testament, except for matters like tithing. The reason why they don't go into the Old Testament is to keep you in the dark.
Video from a sea drone attacking a Russian Navy ship operating in the Black Sea. A source tells CNN the strike was a joint operation by Ukrainian forces.
This war revolves around the destruction of the Antichrist bloodline and the establishment of the Most High's kingdom on earth. Christ will come and gather Israel during the middle of the war. You will have to survive till then. No spaceship is coming to get you before then. So let's start by reading Isaiah chapter 27 verse 12. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Most High shall beat off from the channel of the river unto the stream of Egypt, and ye shall be gathered one by one, O you children of Israel. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown, and they shall come which were ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and the outcasts in the land of Egypt, and shall worship the Most High in his holy mountain at Jerusalem. At times the Most High provides detailed information, while other times he offers summaries. In these two verses, he summarily mentions the end of the war. Though not explicitly referring to the war, it can be inferred through the timeline. In verse 12, the Most High states that Israel will be gathered, and in verse 13, the great trumpet will be blown. When it mentions them that were ready to perish, it refers to those who were prepared to die during the war, meaning many will seek refuge in caves and rocks and mountains, and just when they feel all hope is lost, the trumpet will be blown, and then Israel will be gathered. As for which trumpet, you may ask. Revelation chapter 8 verse 6. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. And the 7th angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, The kingdom of this world are become the kingdoms of the Most High and his Christ, and he shall reign forever and ever. The 7th trumpet of Revelation is the same as the trumpet in Isaiah. When the 7th trumpet is blown, the Israelites who were ready to die or to perish will be gathered, and the Most High's kingdom will be established. Now let's read Jeremiah. As I said earlier, sometimes the Most High summarizes and at times he gives more details. Nonetheless, it's the same event. In this case, he gives more details. Jeremiah 16:13. Therefore I will cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers, and there you shall serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. This is called the Great Tribulation or slavery. Luke chapter 21 verse 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. When you compare Luke with Jeremiah, you will understand it's the same event. When you look at Luke, it says they will be led away captive into all nations. And Jeremiah, it says, I will cast you out of this land into a land you do not know. It's the same event. This is the various slave trades, but specifically the transatlantic slave trade. Now let's continue in Jeremiah with verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, says the Most High, that it shall no more be said, the Most High liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Most High liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the lands of the north, and from the lands of whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again to their land that I gave unto their fathers. This is known as the second Exodus. The second Exodus will make the first Exodus seem small, That's why it says they will no more know him as the Elohim who brought them out of the land of Egypt, but they will know him as the Elohim that brought them out of the various places where he scattered them during the various slave trades. Verse 16, and I will send for many fishers, says the Most High, and they shall fish them. After I will send many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, out of the holes of the rocks. This is the same as what we read earlier in Isaiah chapter 27:13. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown, and they shall come which were ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and the outcasts in the land of Egypt, and shall worship the Most High in his holy mountain in Jerusalem. It's also the same as Matthew chapter 24 verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. The great trumpet mentioned in Matthew, Isaiah, and in Revelation is the same event. It is the day of the Most High. That day is only known to the Most High. To be ready for it, one must be prepared. Matthew 24, verse 48. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and he shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites, and there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. In other words, if that evil servant fails to prepare and resorts to harming others during this intense war, not willing to wait for Yahshua's coming, and was not prepared, they will face the same consequences as the other hypocrites. Now let's continue what we were reading in Jeremiah, going back to Jeremiah chapter 16 verse 17. For my eyes are upon all their ways, they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from my eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. Most High, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, Surely our fathers inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. In summary, our current situation is a result of our ancestors' actions and our own, and we are paying double for it. After Israel is gathered and their identities known, the Gentiles will seek for forgiveness by acknowledging the lies that they inherited and learned from their ancestors, asking for forgiveness based on not knowing the ways of the Most High and his commandments. Now let's read Malachi chapter 4 verse 1. For behold, that day comes that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And that day that cometh shall burn them up, says the Most High of hosts, that shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Don't let that war catch you off guard. Those who fear the Most High and abide by his commandments will find solace in the Son of Righteousness, meaning Yahshua, when he comes. Your expectation is to prepare and to remain steadfast. It's essential to pray and hope for the strength to endure to the end and to be counted worthy to survive and stand before the Son of Man. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.